Hi, and welcome to Happy Fisherman Adventures.
I hope, I dream, I wish to catch a big fish, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman.
Before we start today's episode, we do have some updates for you. Corio Bay has got plenty of King George whiting, not that big, but there is plenty around. Then Clifton Springs, St. Leonard's, Prince George. There is squid around, but it's on and off.
Very patchy.
Yes.
Very patchy. But yeah. What's good, actually, the gummy sharks. There's quite a few gummy sharks around. And yeah, Brett, our friend Brett Reeds in Westernport, they've been doing really, really good on King George. One thing that gets me, there is no snapper around. And last year, this time of the year, we got this winter snapper, and there was plenty around the old channel, the wreck. But yeah, we could not see any, and well, we didn't get any reports about it. But what did go on the chew is
Tuna in Portland.
Tuna in Portland. All the charters are doing a tremendous job. They're catching their limit just basically every day. They had a bit of there was a weather issue, like 6 meter swells. That's just not fun. So yeah, but this weekend's going to be good. Monday, Tuesday, amazing. So we're going to be most likely there. And it's not, they're still getting a couple barrels. The schoolies are actually between 7 to about 12 kilos, which is still
right.
Good fun. And yeah, that's what's going to be today's episode about it.
Today's episode is Portland, same time last year.
Well, it is June 2022 and we in Portland. Here we meet up with some friends and we were ready to go and chase tuna. We launched about 7:30 and the weather conditions were just beautiful. Today's destination was 40-meter depth between Lawrence Rock and the lighthouse. This area was holding tuna for last couple weeks, so let's hop. The most important part chasing tuna is to observe. Look for birds or, as you see in front of us, tuna jumping. When you see those splashes, don't go straight through them. Go around them. Because if you go through them, you're going to push the tuna down and you're going to miss the action. Well, on the first pass, they didn't want to take the lures, so we did a U-turn and slowly gone around that area again. Well, here is the shot that convinced us that it's nothing else but tuna right in front of us. But unfortunately, they were not taking lures. Then I texted my friends to come and fish along us as there is plenty of tuna in this area. And then finally, the rod just behind Jerry took off. I grabbed it, passed it on to Jerry and started moving all the stuff out of the way. As Jerry was bringing this tuna in, she decided to make another run. He was laughing. And also dancing and singing to the tune. And then it was Jerry's turn to start gaining some line back. It actually took a quite while for him to bring the tuna to the boat, as she actually managed to take quite a bit of line in the second run. As you see in this shot, I actually learned my lesson, so now I use the glove to grab the leader. Then we had the tuna right at the boat, but I believe she saw our ugly faces and she says, "Stuff this, I'm out of here." 5 minutes later, Jerry managed to bring her back to the boat. So now it was my turn. great gaff shot with this hook'em gaff, and she's in. I have to say that this hook'em gaff with the diamond head is awesome, but you do have to hit it from the top. Before, we used to put the gaff in the water and try to lift the tuna from under, but with this gaff you just go above it and you just actually pin it. It's just amazing how easy it is. Then after we put the tuna away, we reset and we start trolling again. As always, I would run 2 skirts on each side of the boat, and they will be like 30 meters and 20 meters, and I would have 2 deep divers straight behind the boat. One would be like 8 meters and the other one would be about 12. As you see here, we're going around these working birds, and definitely there will be tuna underneath it. So next rod goes off. Again, teamwork. I would grab the rod out of the holder, pass it on to Jerry, and get all the other stuff out of the way and get the gaff ready. As you see here, I didn't use too much of the dash camera as that camera got water splash, and yeah, it's just a bit blurry. Here in the next shot you can see water on the lens. At this moment, one thing was interesting. First a green Lumo skirt, now my green Lumo Halco lure. Somehow they prefer the green color today. As you've seen, there were no triples, doubles, nothing. There was all single hookups. Still lots of fun. And it's good because it was only me and Jerry, so we just take it easy. But the signs, tuna jumping, the birds rotating and actually diving, that was actually the area where we caught all the fish. So when you're there, look for the signs.
Also, in the next video, you're going to see the boys, like Marco and Luke from Sharkman Charter, Stefan from Gone Fishing, Tibi and Jerry. They ended up going in front of Black Nose and they were catching tiny silver whiting.
Marco and the boys, doesn't matter how much mako sharks or barrels they get, they still had fun catching these little fish.
Let's watch the next video.
Well, we were still in the same area and the birds were still working. In the meantime, I did hear from my friend John and they got some fish in this area as well. Not even 5 minutes after the last fish, another rod took off. Same scenario again. I grabbed the rod, I passed it on to Jerry, and here we go. Well, just by looking at this video, there is a big no-no. My buckets are in our way, my camera case is on the floor, the other bag with the fish is right under Jerry's legs. All that must be out of the way when you chase tuna. We were just lucky that this tuna stayed on one side, because normally if they change size and you have to go from left to right, you can trip over those buckets and yeah, you can hurt yourself badly. Here, a long shot with my gaff, and yeah, we got number 3 on the boat. Now this one took the Halco Pilchard color deep diver. Well, we landed, quick high five, and this time we actually made the decision to go back as we're gonna meet up with the other boys and go chase some silver whiting. Quickly I packed up the cameras, I moved everything out of the way, and we are on the way. As we got back to the port, we picked up Marco and Luke from Sharkman Charters, we picked up Stefan from Gone Fishing Charters, and we had a mission to go back to the Black Nose and try and get some silver whiting. Well, we were not even 1 minute in, and guess what? We had our first target fish. Normally we just drift here and we use a small paternoster rig and basically just put a bit of pilchard on it and a bit of squid, and that's it. Not long after, Jerry was on one. Then both Luke and Stefan were on the fish. And nothing better than starting your day with a double. This is the first time they came here in Portland chasing silver whiting, and both of them end up with a double. These boys landed some massive fish, tuna 250 kilos, huge micro sharks, you name it, but there is still fun catching these little buggers. In this area, as you can see here, we don't get just silver whiting, we get some kuta, we get some flathead, we get some yaka, you name it. One thing that surprised me quite a lot is that every time Luke had fish, it was a double. As you can see, the bite was hot. There was heaps of silver whiting around, and we were just drifting. The drift was actually really good. We didn't drift too fast, and we covered quite a bit of area, and we just kept catching. Tuna is definitely nice and great fish to catch, but nothing wrong with having fun with these little buggers. As you've seen, we start catching lots of fish, and we did that for a little while actually. So the next video is going to be only a short video. I run it all at double speed, and yeah, no talking, just action.
Let's watch the next video.
What?
I reckon Stefan lost them all.
You let him go?
He did. 1, 2, 4, 6.
Where's he? He's gonna clean them now. It was fun to catch.
In the next video, you're going to see Will and Carl in action.
Yep, and kudos to Will, he recorded all these by himself. They actually caught some nice tuna, and yeah, they done really well. Let's watch the next video. Well, this video is all thanks to Will. Here you can see Will and Carl are on the tuna mission. They are actually trolling the same area as me and Jerry did a few days ago. This was the actual first time that Will was using his GoPro camera, so he had to make sure everything is working. While he was mucking around with the cameras, one of the rods took off, so Carl was in action. Will grabbed the phone to text me the area where they got the fish while Carl had fun with his fish. Then Will reached for the gaff and they were ready to land this fish. And then, as you see, before you realize, they gaffed this fish and they had their first tuna on the boat. This one actually took a Samaki deep diver. Quick high five, then Will called me to tell me that they actually landed the fish. And other people were already in that area before you even realize. They reset it, put all the rods back in, and they start trolling around these working birds. Before you realize, fish on. They had a double for a second, but one managed to get away straight away. This time, Will was on the road, and Carl was moving everything out of the way and grabbing the gaff. As you can see, it was a little bit choppy and it was quite hard to stand up, but they managed. At this stage, Will had the fish right out of the boat and Carl was gaffing it. That was number 2 in the bag. As usual, quick high five, then few photos, and then keep going. In this shot you can see they're not far from the Lawrence Rock. This area was producing fish for quite a while now, and as you can see, they on again. Again, teamwork very important. Move everything out of the way, then grab the gaff and get ready. As you can see again, he was getting choppy out there, and it wasn't easy to stand up. Then this tuna decided to give him a bit of a run for their money. She actually started going straight under the boat, and not to get the line in the propeller, Will had to actually jump on the wheel and quickly move. As they had the fish again on the side of the boat, it was time to try to gaff her again. Well, this time bingo. Another one bites the dust. Well, it was the high five time again. This time, instead of photos, they decide to pose for the camera. Quickly, they moved everything out of the way, start cleaning the boat, and it was time to go back to the harbour. As they got there, it was time to clean the fish. All in all, great adventure.
Today we're going to talk about changing our hooks on lures, using split ring pliers to change our hooks. Some people get very intimidated by doing this because I think it's a complicated job or a very difficult job. It's actually really, really easy. The trick is to have the right tool to do the job. With lures, we have lures from tiny little trout lures all the way through up to gigantic big blue water lures. And obviously it's not going to be the same tool to change these hooks over. So it's a matter of matching the right tool to do the job. So on these little trout brim style lures, we're going to run little tweezer type patterns like this. This is going to allow us to get in there and open that split ring with ease, and more importantly, when we do open it, we're not springing the split ring itself. So we need to be gentle on how we're doing it and allowing that tool to do that work for us. But conversely, if I grab that big lure and I'm going to try and change that over with that, it's not going to go and work. So that's where we pick an appropriate size tool to do that job. What we can show you when we're changing it, when we grab the right tool, we'll line our split ring up, we grab the tool. Most of them have got like a little chisel function on there, and we'll just gently sit that in the top of the split ring, gently pry it open. We don't want to go too hard because we don't want to spring our ring, and then we can just sit there and spin it off as easy as that. It's nice and easy to do. And as you can see, my split ring is still intact. Occasionally we do get a little bit heavy-handed, and this is why we keep a couple of spares beside us. So if I need to change the ring over, I can change the ring over. And to simply put it back on, and again, it's usually just gently open up that ring, apply it to our lure, get that edge in, and spin around. See how quick and easy it is to do when we've got the right tool. So I can put new trebles on if they've been damaged. I can replace it with single hooks if I want to. I can run an assist hook out the back of it. But it's just nice and easy to change when I've got the right tools to do the job.
In the next video, we got the local boys from Portland showing us how to fillet the tuna.
Watch that, it's amazing.
Well, on this day, as we got back to the ramp, we had fisheries checking us out, which is fair enough, they're just doing their job. As you know, I always talk highly about locals in Portland, and this time Vince and Bert are giving us a hand cleaning the fish. You've seen Vince in my previous episodes fishing with us, cleaning the fish and partying with us.
Now, Bert, you're not allowed to make me look bad.
We were very impressed with Vince the way he cleans the fish, but apparently Bert is his teacher, and this guy is the master. I will not talk anymore, I'll just let you enjoy this artwork.
Again, before we go, I would like to thank you all for your support, and yeah, we'll see you on the water.
And thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we will see you next time.
I hope, I dream, I wish to catch a big fish, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman.